So that takes me to the next question, and I want you to share your little secret because there's a lot of food entrepreneurs that are struggling out there, and the whole reason why I'm doing this is to help food entrepreneurs. And I love what you did with your marketing. Can you share the same thing you shared with me, please, about your marketing strategy? That would be awesome.
Yes, of course. Okay, so one thing is that you really want to get involved with your community. Um, I think that's very important. What I did was, on Facebook, there's Facebook forums. So depending on which city that you live in, they have Facebook forums for what's the best place to go eat, the quarantine websites. There's so many different Facebook pages for your community. And you can very easily just go in there and post free advertising. Hey, I'm a private chef. I do meal delivery service in the area. If you're in my city, you get free delivery if you order a certain amount of meals. Um, and that pretty much skyrocketed overnight to where the next day I woke up and I had to hire an assistant and a sous chef like that day.
Wow. Share with us how many emails you got from just that simple. You basically went to Huntington Beach Facebook group quarantine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you posted your menu. Is that it?
I just posted a couple of my pictures and said, hey, I do meal delivery. If anybody's interested, please contact me. And the next day I had 133 emails. And that was
Wow.
on the first day. And that was just
And
on
how,
one of the forums.
that's awesome. And how much did that cost you?
It was free. Just my time, like
Exactly.
maybe 10 seconds of my time and pictures that I had on my phone.
There you go. I love that. I love that because a lot of times, Kristen, it's free. You just have to go out there and do it. And especially when you're slow, right? And then when you get busy, you hire someone, you create systems so you don't lose, like we were talking about, right? You don't forget about your old clients. You don't forget about because it happens naturally. Because first you do this, you go out there, you start marketing yourself, and then you get busy. And this happened to me. And then you get comfortable, and then suddenly, after a few years, everything is quiet. You don't get any more calls, and you wonder what happened. You wonder what happened. And then you start backtracking and realizing, did I have a system in place? Did I follow up with my customers? Do I know why this customer is not calling me anymore? So we have to think about these things. And I love your story about how you did this yourself. You took initiative and you went out there and you put yourself out there. The same way you're putting yourself out there right now. How many lives have you done, Kristen?
This is my first one.
This is your first one. I love it. I love it. And look how great you're doing. And imagine this. Imagine you start sharing once a week on your Instagram live about your specials, showing us the end product, showing us how you keep your ingredients fresh and where you buy all your food and all the quality of your dishes. And when people start seeing that, you're just gonna naturally grow your business. So this is awesome, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you up here because this is proof, right? This is proof you don't have to be an expert marketer and find clients. You just went, you just, what triggered you? What triggered you to go on this Facebook page and do what you did?
So right when COVID hit, and I know this is related to a lot of people around the world, not just me. My business was basically I had clients and I would go in their homes and meal prep for them. I did great for years. I succeeded really well doing that. I have clients that I've been cooking for the past 6 years, and they're still dedicated to me. Um, And then when COVID hit, you know, of course, people didn't want someone coming into their home. So I lost a business. I went like max capacity to having just 2 clients a week. There is no way I can survive and take care of my 3 kids living in Huntington Beach, having 2 clients a week. There's no way.
Right.
So
Right.
I had to do what I had to do. And there was one point years ago, I want to say about 10 years ago, I did do meal delivery service, but it was just very small and it wasn't something that I pursued too much. But I knew how to run that. And a few of my clients even told me, like, hey, why don't you just start doing meal delivery? You know, that's safer. People would rather have their meals brought to them instead of having you cook in their homes, which I still cook in people's homes. I think that's also, you know, I have my loyal clients that I cook for. But yeah, I just decided, you know what, it can't be that hard. Like, you have Nextdoor, there's other apps as well that you can go on to and just advertise. Then you have people in the neighborhood, and after that, it kind of just picks up and it's all word of mouth from there.
Exactly. Exactly. But don't forget, word of mouth. Yes, word of mouth, but you have to consistently bring in the leads because, like I said, my story and plenty of other of my clients' story. When you don't stay consistent, you don't know what's gonna happen because market always does this, right, Kristen? Market is always doing this.
Mhm.
It might get to a point that some of your clients, life happens, something happens in their family, they they just can't afford your services anymore. So you have to make sure you consistently bringing in leads so you can feed your funnel to keep growing your business. Because don't get me wrong, it might look good for 3, 4, 5 years, and then the 6th year something happens to economy, and we all know it happens. We all go through dips.
We are
So we have
still going through it.
exactly, we're
Yes.
still going through it. So you have to always, because I hear it a lot of times from business owners, they believe when they get to a certain point, word of mouth will take over and they don't have to worry about anything else,
Mhm.
which once in a blue moon, somebody will get lucky and that might happen. But a lot of times, if you're not up there, like, you get that article, you become famous. If you don't have any of that, you can't ever forget about fundamental of business, which is keep feeding your business with leads because this is so dear to my heart because I took over our family business and I've seen a couple of my clients go through this. They were happy. They got to a point that they got the new Mercedes Benz. They started vacationing, and then they just forgot about how they got there, like all the things we just talked about, and then it just crashed. It just crashed, and then you wonder why, and then you start. I started. I'm talking about myself. I started blaming the economy. I started blaming the president. I started blaming my friends. You know,
Yeah.
so so always keep that in mind because I want the best for you and everybody else that's listening.